shimmery, sparkly, beautiful shadows. I am so excited. Hey y'all, we are going to be playing with shimmers today. I want to show you like 5 different ways that you can use shimmery shadows, sparkle shadows to your eye looks. We're gonna do like some very simple looks, ways to add shimmer that can be very flattering. We're gonna do dramatic looks like I'm wearing today. We're gonna have fun. I love easy looks and I love more dramatic looks. You know, like more is more sometimes, but in these looks, I say 5, it's almost like 6 because there's kind of a bonus look, but you know, 5. 5 sounds a little bit better. We're gonna play with shimmers. A lot of people stay away from shimmers because they think they're just not flattering on the eyes. I beg to differ, okay? Shimmer shadows, I am into it. So we're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be using different shadows, things like that. I'm gonna show you my tips and I would love if you would try these out. Let me know, like, do you love shimmer, sparkle, everything? I always call myself a little raccoon because anything that's shiny, I'm like, gimme, 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 gimme. I am looking forward to sharing these looks with y'all. Y'all, I'm just excited. I love makeup, but we've got a lot of looks to get to. For this look, I'm gonna use the new Danessa Myricks palette. This is her newest Groundwork palette, Blooming Romance. We're going to start off with mattes from this palette. We're just gonna kind of build the base of our look. So if you do all matte looks, we're gonna kind of start from that point, and then I'm gonna pull in a really special shadow from an indie brand. This is Adept Cosmetics Cyborg Choir. This is a new palette from them, and it does have some mattes, but it is mostly shimmers, sparkles, multi-chromes, holochromes, all of that. And I think we're actually gonna pull in one of these holographic eyeshadows to mix with the Danessa Myricks. And we're gonna let that kind of be like the focus, the star of our look. I am gonna grab my eyeshadow primer, prime my eyes. Everything's in the description box, you already know. But we're gonna start off by creating like the base for our look. Mattes. I'm gonna go in with this like peachy cream right over here. Place that there, and of course I will put the brushes in the description box, all of that. And I'm just gonna work this shade in. I'm just picking up the powder in that same shade, and I'm gonna buff that kind of in the crease to intensify things a bit, kind of set. But I'm just keeping it really light right in here. I'm taking that peach right on the lid too when I get to the outer corner of my eye, so like this. I want to bring in this powder matte right down here in the corner. This is Evermore, and then we're just going to bring in the light powder matte right here in Crush. Just kind of a simple type of matte eye look. Brush on the inner corner, right? Just right here. I'm going to show you a way to take a matte look like this and just add a little shimmer. So you can see what I mean by like holochrome. This is the shade we're gonna use. You see how beautiful it is? This is got like this beautiful pinky peach type of base to it, and then it has all of this like holographic sparkle to it. It's not a pressed glitter, it's a pressed pigment. And oh, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. So I want this to kind of be the star of the look, and we're gonna put this on the lid. I am going to keep this on like the lid here, kind of about halfway over, maybe a little more than halfway, but I'm gonna keep my outer corner nice and matte. With my deep set eyes and kind of my like wrinkles and crinkles out here, especially when I smile and go about my day, I kind of like to keep this area matte, and I feel like it gives a really flattering shape. So we're not gonna put this shade all over the lid. We're gonna put it like on half of the lid to maybe like 2/3 of the lid, and I'm gonna bring it up kind of high also. So you'll see what I mean, but I'm gonna pick this shade up right here from my palette, Android Aura. I'm gonna pick this up on my brush, and let me show you because I really wanna make sure I get the pigment like in my brush. I've chosen a brush that's a little on the like fluffy side, and it's a little big because when I put my shimmer down, I'm not just gonna keep it on my lid, I'm gonna bring it up a little bit too. And that is just going to help kind of like open things up in here. Again, I do have deep set eyes, and I don't want my shimmer just to be right here. I want to bring it up a little bit because it's going to take that like depth that I have and kind of bring it like out and open and awake. If you have hooded eyes, you can definitely bring your shimmers, your sparkles, whatever, above your lid to kind of like show them off more. Really, like, it's all up to you, but this is just something that I like to do. So I'm gonna take my brush and I'm going to really like make sure I'm getting the shadow on the brush. Like, I'm gonna press my brush in there. Like, this is my palette. I don't care if it gets messy. It's mine, okay? I don't mind if it gets a little messy in the palette. I wanna make sure I really have that sparkle on my brush. I'm gonna take a setting spray and I'm gonna spray my brush, now that the shadow's on it, 1 to 2 times to get it a little damp. That's also gonna help with fallout on the face because I am using these fluffy bristles to really kind of like fluff around that sparkle. I want to minimize fallout. I'm probably still gonna get some because of the brush, but I'll wipe it away when I'm done. My under eye is already set with powder, so I can definitely just wipe that away, but spraying the brush with setting spray will help a bit. I'm just gonna look down into my mirror and I'm gonna start by pressing that shadow right on top of our mat. I'm gonna bring it up. Like you can see, I'm bringing it up high, especially right in here, because I want it to be the star of the show. I want to have fun with it. Once I have most of the shadow off my brush, I've kind of pressed it on like that. Then I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to start to blend a little bit, okay? So I kind of like to press, and then now I'm going to blend to make sure I don't have any harsh lines, to make sure everything's kind of evenly distributed. I'm even going to just bring this up pretty high. I'm not taking it out here. I'm keeping this outer half of my lid blank, or not blank, matte, just free from this sparkle. I want to keep my inner corner free from the sparkle, and I'm just gonna let this do its thing. I'm actually going to kind of make it a little dark in here so that y'all can see how this sparkle really kind of catches the light. Here it's a little like dark in here, but you can definitely see that sparkle, that shine. It's just like this like multicolor sparkle that's so gorgeous. All right, y'all, here is the finished look with our mostly matte little added shimmer. I hope maybe this gave you an idea of how to incorporate some shimmer, some sparkle, something fun into your matte looks. I really like this. I'm excited I get to wear this the rest of my day, but of course I do have more to show you. This is gonna be like the easiest way to incorporate shimmer into your eye look, and that is with a one and done shadow. Exactly how it sounds. You're just gonna take one shadow and you're gonna be done. You're not gonna do anything else. You know, I know some people like to put bronzer in their crease or blush or something like that and then go in with a one and done. But for me, when I say one and done, I mean one and done. Whatever shimmer shade you choose, I just think it should be whatever is easiest for you. I personally like to pick a shimmer that has a lot of shift to it when I do a one and done look, because it's gonna look so much more complex because of that either duochrome or multichrome or holochrome effect to it. It's going to catch the light in different ways, especially as you're like moving about your day rather than just me sitting straight on with you. It's just going to look like you have on more than one shadow. So I'm gonna go to the Adept Cosmetics Cyborg Choir palette, and I'm gonna use Digital Harmony, this shade right here, because it goes from like this pinky silvery, and then it almost has like this cool blue purple type of thing going on, and it's gonna look way different depending on the angle, the lighting, everything. For shadow, for me, I never skip an eyeshadow primer. I have an eyeshadow primer on it doesn't matter if something is going on my lid with these deep set eyes, these wrinkles, crinkles, all these folds I have to use an eyeshadow primer, and I have oily skin. I never skip a primer, but I normally like to use brushes with my shadows. I'm not a put my finger in the shadow type of person. I don't know. I don't like the way, like, I don't know. I like the way makeup feels on my face and not my fingers. But I know that applying with your fingers is a lot of people's like preferred method, and it is quick and easy. So I figured, why not give it a go today, and I will put this shadow on with my finger, and you can see, like, look how easy that is. So for me, I'm gonna take it all across my lid. I'm gonna let my finger kind of blend it up into my crease. I'm not taking it all the way up under my brow bone. You definitely can if you like that look on yourself, but just letting the shimmer be the star of the show as far as your eyes go, while letting the rest of your makeup kind of be the focal point, can be such a cool way to incorporate shadows, let you play with some shimmer without kind of going overboard. And you can see, like, it's still very light on my eyes, so I feel like my cheeks, like my peachy cheeks and my peachy lip, are still the focus, but I have something going on in my eyes, something that's a little like, ooh, like, what is that? You know, it still looks very cool. Now listen, I'm me, so I'm going to grab a brush because I can't not grab a brush. Like, I don't prefer my finger as a tool of application, but I know so many people do. So I'm just grabbing a brush just to kind of soften things up. But you can see, I just kind of touched on the inner corner right there and pulled the shadow across my lid and let the shimmer do the talking. You know, with this look, I'm not gonna put on eyeliner up top. I'm just gonna put on a coat of mascara, a little liner in my waterline, and let that be it. Now, something else that I didn't mention that is important is I'm not really packing the shadow on. So I'm not picking up the shadow on my finger and like pressing and pressing and pressing. So it's not going to have the same effect as if I really just pressed it on and kind of like layered it. I am kind of dragging it across my lid, dispersing it, almost shearing it out in a way, especially when I go in with this brush and kind of do like this. So since I'm doing this technique, it's also going to keep the look very soft and easy with my shimmer. The way you apply things can really like up the intensity, you know, had I like I said, really like pack this on and make sure I kept it nice and concentrated, but I didn't do that. I kind of pulled it across my eye like this, buffed it out. So I'm really kind of letting that shimmer be there. Of course, there's pigment from the shadow, but I'm really playing up the kind of sheer wash of multicolor on my lid rather than keeping it super intense. I hope that makes sense, because I definitely think the way you are going to apply your shimmer is going to be different. Like if you see right here where I just kind of like pressed it onto my hand, it's gorgeous, right? It's very opaque, it's very shifty, whereas on my eyes, I kind of sheared it and fluffed it out. But now I'm gonna put on mascara. I was just about to, and I was like, wait a minute, I missed a very important step. I love doing a look like this with a sparkly multi-chrome shadow, very sheer, when I really want the focus to be like on complexion. You know, like today, my focus is on my blush and my lip kind of coordinating, but I want a little sparkle on my eyes because it's fun and I love it. And I have so many sparkly special shadows in my collection. I'm not gonna pass up an opportunity to wear one. So I love picking something like this that's very bright and fun and sparkly, but not overly intense for a look. Just a little mascara. I could do this eye look if I weren't talking to y'all, of course, and having fun. If I were trying to get out the door, I could do this eye look, primer, mascara, liner, and the shadow in 60 to 90 seconds. Very quick and easy. So yeah, let me know if you do these like one and done type of looks. If not, you should definitely try to, because it's so easy, but I'm still gonna feel sparkly today. For this look, I'm gonna show you how to use shimmer in your look. Drama, like drama edition. We're gonna really do like a neutral, earthy toned look, but we're gonna use several shimmers. I know in my other looks I was showing you like how to just add one shimmer, and they were more subtle looks, at least according to me, but this look is going to be more intense, more bold. We're going to use several shimmers, and I am looking forward to it. Let me tell you, I'm going to be using my Lunar Beauty Moon Shroom palette. We're going for the drama. So for our mattes, I'm going to start with the deep dark brown called Death Cap, and I'm going to press this into my socket and blend back and forth. And then when I get out here to the outer corner, I'm gonna extend it a little bit, press it down to the lid because I like a nice deep dark outer corner. This is coming down under my lower lash line too. This lighter brown shade, it's like a yellowy brown. I think it's gonna be really beautiful. It's called Toad. Buff along the edge, like where I stopped with the deep brown shadow. I'm going to start buffing with the shade Toad. We're ready for our shimmer. I do want to go in with Spores, this like bronzy, dirty gold type of color. I'm going to pick it up on my brush, and I'm going to spray my brush with a little setting spray to make it extra intense. I'm looking down into my mirror, and I'm just going to slap this shade all in the center of my lid. Just like that, pressing it on first and then lightly dragging it. Isn't that gorgeous? Try like a dark matte with a lighter shimmer, and it's just such a beautiful way to wear shimmer shadows, and it really like brings the focus right in here. I mean, of course to your eyes, but like your eyeball, like your iris, your eye color. Gorgeous. We're gonna take the shade Fairy Wings, the lighter gold, and I did spray my brush with setting spray, and I'm putting it on the inner corner, but I'm not gonna leave it there. I'm also gonna take it up just for the innermost part of our lid, and this gold is really beautiful, like beautiful neutrally gold color, but it's a little more yellow and bright in tone than the one we went on with on the lid, but they're both gold, so they're going to blend like really seamlessly together, and it's just going to be that subtle difference. So our eye look is super like dark, right? It's more dark, a little more dramatic. So by using two shimmers that are just slightly different, you know, a little bit different in depth level, a little bit different in undertone, it's going to give us like that bit of difference, you know, to where it's like that just flows and blends seamlessly while being super easy and not like a stark contrast. Because for this look, I want the contrast to be between these shimmers and these mattes. You know, I don't want it to necessarily be a huge contrast in tones. I am going to go in with liner, and I am going to go in with a lash today to kind of up the drama. Try using shimmers that are somewhat similar to each other, like placed this way, with mattes that are kind of in the same family, and it can be such a beautiful, flattering, easy way to add some drama to your look with shimmers. And I think it's just very like eye-opening, very beautiful. Here is the look with liner and lashes. Probably the most dramatic look out of the ones that I've shown you in this video, but I love it. Sometimes it is fun to just swap it up. You know, if you're used to doing one thing, swap it up, try something else, Again, makeup is not permanent. It washes off at the end of the day. Let's have fun with it. That's my approach. That is my approach to makeup. I want to have a good time. I want to feel great. I want to have my me time with my makeup. I'm going to show you how to incorporate your shimmers, one on each eye today, so that you can kind of see like side by side 2 different ways. We're going to start with the same eye look when it comes to mattes, but I'm just going to change up the shade and placement of our shimmers. I'm going to use my Master Mattes palette from Makeup by Mario, and I think like we're going to start with maybe this kind of golden brown shade right here, and then maybe we'll deepen it up with this shade right out here in the like outer portion of this row. And then finally, I think I will use this light shade right up top. But I've got on my eyeshadow primer, just a shade that's not too far off from my skin tone. I'm going to zoom y'all in and we'll quickly kind of place our matte shades. I'm just going to kind of pop this all in my socket, below, above, and then kind of like blend it out. I'm going to use the same exact brush with that shade that's a little deeper, a little warmer, just right out here in that outer corner. And now I'm taking that light cream color, I'm going to put it on my inner corner and just a little bit across the lid where I didn't put that other matte shade. Give me a little inner corner highlight. Last but not least, I want to grab this really warm brown down here on the bottom row, and then we'll be ready to add our shimmer. For our sparkle today, for our shimmer, you can use whatever you want. For over here, just pick something that is like deeper or on the same level of depth as these brown shades that we use to kind of create, like if you're trying to mimic the look. I'm using some of my single shadows from Clionadh Cosmetics, a Canadian indie brand, independently owned, woman-owned brand. And I'm going to start with the shade Weld. This is a multi-chrome shimmer shade. See, you can see it goes from like this warm bronzy shade, and then you kind of move it and it goes to this green. It's hard to see in the pan, but like this is kind of the primary color, and then it's going to shift to a little bit of a green. There you go. There you can kind of see the green when it catches the light like that. I really wanted to show y'all, but I really love Clionadh shadows. Again though, just use like whatever you want. I'm gonna wipe that swatch off so I don't end up accidentally rubbing it all over my face. And I've cleaned off my brush from earlier, and I'm just going to kind of make sure I coat my brush. And I'm gonna spray my brush with a little setting spray now to make sure I don't get a lot of fallout. We're gonna leave everything matte except our lower lash line. And I know a lot of people are hesitant to put shimmers on the lower lash line, thinking that it can like emphasize any fine lines. I have found that it can almost like disguise any like wrinkles or crinkles. Like you can see I have all these underneath my eye, like it's totally normal. I'm 36 and they're only gonna get more prominent, I'm sure. So I find that a shimmer can be really, really flattering right in here. So I keep it pretty close to the lash line initially, and then once I feel like I have the majority of the shadow off my brush, I kind of lightly blend it even lower, like so. And I just think it's really pretty. It's a very subtle way to add shimmer to your look. I'm so upset my mic died and I didn't realize it, but y'all, I'm using Luxe from Clionadh. The brushes, the shadows, everything's gonna be in the description box, but I am just highlighting the inner corner. I'm showing you how to take a bright shade, a shimmer, and just really open up your eyes. You can definitely see side by side the difference in how that pop of shimmer really just opens my eye up and brings the focus there. Here are the 2 eye looks, 2 different ways to wear shimmer. I really like both of these. I just put on a little mascara, brown in my waterline, And I think these are really easy ways to wear shimmer. This one a little more subtle, this one a little more bold. Now, I actually have things to do today, and I'm a more is more type of person. You know, like, why do less when I can do more? So I am actually going to make these two looks match for me. If you are like me, you're like, yes, I'm with you, more is more, then you can definitely do both. I just wanted to show you kind of those two different ways, side by side, of how to incorporate a shimmer into maybe just an all matte look or something like that. Maybe give you some new ideas, new suggestions. So here is the look I'll be wearing today. We'll kind of call this like a sixth look, I guess, where we combine the two, but I really like it. I'm on the way out the door. I hope you like these looks. But we do have more to talk about, so let's move on. I really hope that you enjoyed these looks. I would love to know if you're gonna try out any of these ways to incorporate shimmer. Definitely let me know. I would love to hear from you. Everything that I can link, I will link. If I can't link it, I will list it. Like, it'll be in the description box. I'll put a pinned comment. If you're curious about lip color, the brushes I was using, the shadows, anything like that, I will list it. My description box is always full. If you're looking for something, I got you. Now, I would love to hang out with you more. Stick around. If you love eyeshadow palettes, I've got videos for you. If you love new makeup, I've got videos for you. Stay, hang out with me. I love makeup. I talk about it all the time. Let's keep playing with makeup.